Welcome guys, I'm HOJ, and today I'm going to be playing Mono White Lifegain on Best of 1 Standard Ranked Ladder. So first off, I'm going to go over some deck updates, then I'm going to play 5 Best of 1 games, and then I'm going to do a quick recap and kind of some final thoughts. In the video description, you will see a playlist with all of the videos for this deck, and if you click on it, in the very first video in the series, I'll go over kind of all of individual cards for the deck. So if you want a deep dive, you can check that out. I will also have links to both moxfield.com for a full deck list and also untap.gg for win rate percentage deck stats. And then I'll also have a link if you'd like to subscribe. So, okay, let's take a look here. I have made some changes since yesterday, and I do want to thank my viewers there. I know somebody commented to look at adding starting town into the land count. I think this is going to make sense. This is a way to help get our essence channelers into the air and vigilance if we need to have that on demand. So starting town enters tapped unless it's the first, second, or third term of the game. It can tap for colorless mana, or you can tap and pay a life to add 1 mana of any color. So that is a way that we can get Essence Channeler to get both flying and vigilance if we lose life in any way. So the other change that I made, I put in 2 Fountainports and took out the gain 2 life land. I think Fountainport is just much more versatile. Again, this is another way we can activate our Essence Channelers by paying a life to create a blue fish token. And then you can also use this to sack these tokens to draw a card, or we can create treasure tokens if we need extra mana for some reason. But pretty much with this card, you're always going to just be making fish, and then if you need to in a pinch, maybe drawing a card. Still have 3 copies of Dalkovan Encampment. Really like this card. This is kind of a change I made a little bit at some point yesterday, but it's been just really, really good. To be able to create attacking creatures which trigger off all of our Hinterland Sanctifiers, Zora Spider Fancier, and I also put in 1 copy of Case of the Uneaten Feast. So 6 ways to just gain life by just playing creatures, which combos nicely with Dalkovan Encampment. Other changes I made, I took out our 4-drops. We had, I think, the angel, the 4-drop angel that comes in and is, I can't remember the name of it right now, but it basically gets bigger when you gain life and then draws a card once a turn if you gain life. It's a nice top end. I just wanted to kind of get the deck a little bit lower to the ground. I am still running 24 land, and I feel like 24 feels good, at least for now, but I just wanted to kind of lower the curve a little bit. I have now 3 copies of Haliya Guided by Light. This guy has just been amazing, just being able to have another way of gaining life and then drawing extra cards. This card is just incredible. I don't currently have 4 right now. I think if I maybe get the 4th one, I could try that out. I'm not sure if I want 4. 3 or 4 though feels right. And then added 2 copies of Enduring Innocence. This is an older card, but still fantastic. 2 white and 1 for an enchantment creature, which is a 2/1 lifelink. And then whenever 1 or more other creatures you control with power 2 or less enter, draw a card. This ability triggers only once per turn. And when it dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control as an enchantment. So you get extra value out of it. Even if they kill it, it sticks around. And then in addition, it combos really well with Fountainport to make guys on your turn and their turn drawing extra cards. It's just really nice. In addition, it also has lifelink. Other changes, I think just adding 1 copy of Case of the Uneaten Feast is the only other real change, other than just a couple cuts here and there, but not too much different. We are currently now, I think we just hit Platinum 4. So yeah, so moving up. Unfortunately, not all the games are recorded for the deck stats, just because if I play on my tablet or on my phone, it doesn't save. But let's go ahead and jump into the games. Definitely getting more comfortable kind of with the deck, how it runs. Okay, opening hand looks great. We've got land, we have stuff to do. Happy to keep. And then because we have 3 land here, I think I'm just going to lead out with plains, just because we have the turn 1 and turn 2 plays. So we're not going to play encampment here. And this is nice. We can go hawk and do double channeler. Haven't seen this deck in a while. But rabbits can be quite strong. And we're going to need to get rid of this Phineas Archer anyways, just because it's going to block our current way of gaining life. So I think Sheltered by Ghosts this is a good enough target. We can go ahead and do that. We definitely don't want it to activate, so. Now, unfortunately, if they have their own Sheltered by Ghosts, they can get rid of ours, but. Okay, so he's going to target our Sheltered by Ghosts. I think let's get our Fountainport going. We can go Sanctifier into Channeler. Unfortunately, this Archer is holding back our Healer Hawk. And Mentor is going to be pretty good. Yeah, I think it's worth trading here. Since they won't have another flyer if this thing dies, they could have tricks, certainly, but I think it's worth going for. I think we can double block here with Sanctifier and Hawk. I'd rather keep Channeler around. All right, now we can get Encampment down, play a Case of the Uneaten Feast, and another Channeler. And we definitely want to hold our Channeler back, I think, for now, kind of keep growing it, just because they've got such a huge team. I mean, if we do attack, they could trade, I suppose, and we could just put it on our other Channeler. But I think I'd like to grow it a little bit more. Especially if they have like another Sheltered by Ghosts. Also, now that we have Fountainport, we can start using that so we can fly over with Vigilance. And Mentor is really good. We're at 24. I'm not super worried about our life total, so I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and take it here. Like, we could trade and put all like the counters on the other Channeler, or even put the counters on the Hawk, which would be fine. But I think I want to keep sort of growing things a little bit. And now we can get them in range. This way, even if they have like one piece of removal, we can still get them with the other channeler. And they do have another Sheltered by Ghosts. So here, if they get in with either the Mentor or the Might Caller, we can block and trade and then put the counters on the Healer Hawk. Yeah, they kind of have to attack here. So I think, which one do we want to unlock? I guess Sheltered by Ghosts is pretty good. We can also use that to get rid of their Mentor next turn also. So I think we block the Might Caller. And then we take 12. And I guess we'll put it on this 1/1. Oh, you know what? We didn't have the mana to get rid of this other Mentor. That's kind of annoying. I guess we can use it on their Sheltered by Ghosts, which is still pretty good. Oh, let's put the counters here on the Healer Hawk. And then I guess let's just get this Sheltered by Ghosts. So if we make 2 guys, that's going to be, let's see, 5, 7, 12, 14. 1 point short. Okay, so in that case, I think I'm just going to do Enduring Innocence. And now we can actually use the case to replay the other channeler and the Hinterland. Oh, you know what? That was a mistake. I should have done that main phase. That was terrible. Misclick. I don't think it's going to matter, but that was not great. So we should use that next turn too. Yeah. Yeah, they can swing for 17 here, but we have Enduring Innocence to block. Okay, 1-0. A little bit shaky, but we got there. Yeah, so far I really like this deck. It's pretty straightforward. It's definitely my style. I prefer aggro. It doesn't have haste, unfortunately, but it is pretty overpowering. Very good hand here, happy to keep. And gonna lead out here with the Case of the Uneaten Feast. Just because if we played Sanctifier first and then played this afterwards, we wouldn't get the extra life. So we want to play Case first. Okay, we've got starting town. In case we draw one of our channelers. And then Sanctifier into Healer Hawk. Ooh, Dark Confident is pretty good. Alright, starting town. If we Sheltered by Ghosts to get rid of it, I don't know if we want to hang on to our Sheltered by Ghosts. I mean, they are going to be losing life from this Dark Confident, but it is also extra value. It's probably worth getting rid of. And we have nothing else to do, so I think I'm just going to put this on Sanctifier. Okay, if it's got a repeat, that's fine. So we could play Leyline here, but we're not going to gain the buff until we attack this turn anyways, so I think we just play Encampment and set up. And I don't want to trade with Dark Confident. I'd rather keep our Sanctifier, especially with Leyline. I guess we have Case, so like you could make an argument for trading there. All right, so they get our Leyline. Okay, Fancier. And then I think we just attack with Hawk and use Encampment here. Gain some life and set up for Case. Still keeping Sanctifier back. Although I suppose since we have Case, again, we don't have to worry so much about it. But I do like them taking extra damage. Okay, not going to use our Case right away. I think we just lose the Fancier here, since we've already got our Case going. All right, same play. And then I think we just hold the plains. Definitely not trading. And they've got a grip of cards though, for sure. Do we trade here? I mean, we can get him back with Uneaten Feast. I don't think so. I think we just hang on. Try to get a little bit more value. Yeah, because if we attack and they block and then they get confident, push a little bit of damage, I don't think it's worth it. See if we can get them to use their duress. Yeah. Love it. Preacher is pretty rough. It's a very good card. Okay, now we've got enough to do both, so we can play our planes and our channeler. And we even have starting town to start getting the channeler in there, which is great. Yeah, I'm loving the pain lands here, so really appreciate that suggestion. And if we can get him to attack with a Deep Cavern Bat, can get in for game with our starting town. Yeah, we'll just let that through. Bloodletter, okay. All right, so got 2 in the yard. First of all, let's make some pain. Okay, so he is forcing a block here on the Bloodletter. He can gain a life, I guess, if we use Encampment, but we do push a lot more. Do we want to get these guys back? I don't think so. All right, I think we just push with these two. And he has to block here, so we get free damage with the bat. Now he's aware of our tricks, so he'll probably keep the Deep Cavern Bat back. Again, not blocking. Interesting. Creatures your opponents control base toughness 1. Okay. Oh, you know what? I misplayed there. I forgot to use a starting town for... I forgot to pay life to get it in the air. That was unfortunate. Alright, well... Yeah, that was too bad. Which means we can't attack with a Ruin-Lurker Bat, since he can block it with Maha. Yeah. Definitely a mistake. I gotta get used to using the starting town that way. Yeah, unfortunately, if he has some kind of board wipe here, that could be horrible. But I do love our non-basic land. They're doing great. What has he got? What has he got in his hand? Yeah, still don't think it's worth trading here. All right, let's use our starting town. And I think we just get in with a channeler, since they've got the Deep Cavern Bat. These guys are getting absolutely huge. Okay, so they block with Deep Cavern Bat here most likely. Although I suppose Leyline is pretty good. Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. That was a nice big one. Yeah, getting a blocker makes sense. I suppose we could trade with the Preacher. They're getting a little bit of life, but having a really big threatening Pridemate still feels pretty good. Yeah, I think we just take it. And again, I think we just get in with the Channeler here. Okay, there's the Leyline. Let's see, I guess if we draw a land next turn, do we have enough to do everything? I think we do. I think I'm just going to play out the land here. Sure, that's fine. They still need to find more flyers. Yeah, still just gonna take it. I think keeping the Pridemate back as a threat is worth doing. Okay, that was a nice pickup. Okay, don't auto tap again. Note to self. And I think just these two get in. So as long as I don't have answers for our channelers, should be doing okay. Okay, Malik here, sure. we'll lose a Sanctifier. Yeah, that's going to do it. Okay, 2-0. A little bit of a long, crazy game there, but we got there. Okay, opening hand looks good. We've got stuff to do, couple land. And since we only have 2 land, I'm going to lead out here with Encampment. Okay, mono red. I think, yeah, we just go Encampment again here and then just play Sanctifier. Because even if we were to play Haliya plus Sanctifier, that doesn't quite get us there. We wouldn't quite gain the 3 life to draw the extra card. Okay, now, so if we warp in Haliya, we gain 2, and then Sheltered by Ghosts. We could do that, or we could just play Haliya as a 3/3. I kind of like that more because, yeah, like if they have Burst Lightning and like 3 mana next turn, they can get their stuff back. So I think we just go Haliya here as a 3/3. We won't draw the extra card, but it's a little bit of a better target eventually for Sheltered by Ghosts anyways, so I think we're just going to do it like that. Okay, never blocking Screaming Nemesis. We want to gain our life as soon as possible, get rid of this thing with Sheltered by Ghosts so that they can't turn off all of our life gain forever. All right, now we can go warp in Haliya and Sheltered by Ghosts. Oh, never mind. I forgot that it's legendary. Yeah, so we'll just Sheltered by Ghosts on the Nemesis. Yeah, we have to deal with this Nemesis, so I think it's not a great use of our resources here, but this is so dangerous, so I think we just have to. And then just hope that they don't have Lightning Blast or a Lightning Strike. Yeah, this is kind of unfortunate because we can't really capitalize on attacking here. I suppose we could trade for these two. They'd get it back, and then we play Haliya, draw a card, go to 20. This is tough. I don't know if it's better to attack or not here. They'd be giving up a bunch of resources, but then we would have essentially nothing. So I think we just sit. So just hope they don't have Lightning Strike. That was a close one. I don't know if it's better to sit there or attack. Okay, never mind. We can't gain life anyways. Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, Sunspine Lynx is pretty nasty. So it turns out it didn't matter. I guess we should have just gotten a life in while we could. So if we trade Haliya for Sunspine Sphinx, they get back their Nemesis, which is super annoying. We could play another Haliya then. I think it's better than just sitting here. Now we can do Enduring Innocence to buy ourselves a little bit of time. And then just chump. Chump the Sunspine. Okay, so they can make that a 2/3, so we just double block here. I guess they could have like burn or pump if they've got it, that's fine. We're not exactly in a great position. Yeah, and right now this is just a vanilla 3/3. I think we just get into Haliya and see what happens. Like, we could have made a token here with Fountainport, but Linden is pretty good. I think that's slightly better. Like, we don't draw the card, obviously, but it's a solid body. And we're definitely on a race here against max speed. Okay, so at least draw us a card, which is nice. Okay, another body. Let's see. So if we use Encampment, I guess they just both get blocked, so it's not super great. We could draw another card next turn with Fountainport, or we could play the Channeler. Can't do both. Like, Channeler's okay, but it's not amazing. Here it's just a 2/1. I guess let's attack in and see what happens. And we are at 7, so I do want to be a little cognizant of our life total. Plus this is another blocker. Yeah, I think we just play Channeler. Actually, we can play Channeler next turn and draw a card for sure. So I think we just Fountainport on their turn. if we lose a life, they get that. Did not know that. It's good to know. Okay, was not aware that that instantly just gave them max speed. That's a problem. So we have to double block there. So we have to block everything. Doesn't really matter how we do it. Okay, that was a mistake. Was not aware that that gave them max speed. Get them to 1. Yeah, we just don't have enough to quite get there. Is there any way we can survive? I don't think so. Trying to think. I guess we can play Channeler, like we still have enough mana to do things. So we play Channeler and see what happens. Oh, and then all the damage we're taking off this Razorkin, yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, we're just dead, unfortunately. We can get close, but we can't quite get there. Yeah, because we die in our upkeep anyways. Got him to 1. Oh well. Yeah, that key mistake with max speed I think is what cost us this game. Especially like also with the card draw off the Razorkin. Forgot that that was doing damage to us every time, so still getting used to the deck. All right, and that's going to do it. All right, 2 and 1. Still just working out the kinks, right? Okay, opening hand looks really good. Got land, got stuff to do. Unfortunately, we don't have 2 untapped land. Like, we could play Hinterland on turn 1 and then hope to draw into a land, but that's a little suspect. So I think we lead out with Dalkovan here. And we do start with Leyline, which is nice. Ooh, natural draw. Okay, that's great. So now we definitely lead out with untapped land. Can go Sanctifier into probably Pridemate for the extra toughness. Yeah, especially if they've got mana open. I guess let's attack first and see what they do. If they didn't have mana open, maybe go Channeler here, because then we'd at least have like a guaranteed counter. Yeah, and they had Torch the Tower. Makes sense. Okay, it's actually a nice pickup. Now we can go Haliya plus Lurker Bat, which feels a little bit better than just Channeler. I guess let's attack here. Oh, that was a mistake. Never mind, because we have Leyline. I forgot. Missed 2 damage there. Ah, well. Still getting used to it. But yeah, this is a pretty nice open. And then we've got Sheltered by Ghosts for backup. So they should be at 16 if I hadn't misplayed there. Yeah, happy to trade with Challenger. Challenger is definitely like a huge problem. Now we can go, I guess, like Channeler plus Sheltered by Ghosts. Feels pretty good. Yeah, Leyline is doing work this game, that's for sure. Gotta work, 3-1. So yeah, little sequencing errors. Just got to get more games in, more reps, get more used to it. But the power is there, I think. Okay. A little bit of a slow hand, but definitely keeping. Is this the Tifa Lockhart deck, or is it something a little bit different? Not quite sure. Linden is pretty good, though. Yes, it is the Tifa Lockhart deck. That was very, very timely. Oh, man. I don't know how much removal they have. I guess it's possible they've got some. But, like, they can make this, like, a 20-20 next turn. So I think we have to just deal with this. I think we, like, if they play, like, an Involving Wilds or something, it becomes, like, what is that, an 8-16? I think we just have to kill it. And then just hope they don't have the removal for our guy. Good lord. Okay. If we play Linden, this is a 5/4. They just double block. It doesn't work. So I think we want Enduring Innocence. Let's get the Fountainport going. This also like might let us play another card that will draw us another card next turn, perhaps. Yeah, because we don't want to give them back their Hydra, so we just sit. We need to be able to fly over. We need like a channeler. That's pretty rough. Yeah, this Ice Till Explorer is just busted in their deck. I think we don't block because we want to block this next turn when it's like enormous. That is not going to do it. Yeah, Linden does not get us out of this. I guess we can go for Fountainport and like Hope. I mean, it's a blocker, I guess. Bristly Bill's pretty good, yeah. Unfortunately, I think that's about it. Because this thing has trample, it's going to get ridiculously huge. Yep, that's going to do it. Okay, 3 and 2. So not bad. I think that the mistakes that we made didn't actually end up costing us those games, but they were mistakes, so it's good to be cognizant of that. Let's take a look at the stats here. Okay, so overall, we're currently at a 60% win rate, 67% win rate on the play, 50% on the draw. Total in matches, 6 and 4. Again, there are a lot of matches here that you don't see just because I play on both my tablet and my phone, and those are not recorded here. But it's at least a snapshot, so it gives us an idea. Currently, mono red is not looking super great, but pretty small sample size here, so we'll keep building this hopefully. And then any other kind of thoughts here in terms of changes? I think I like everything as it is right now. If I got the 4th Haliya, would I play it? Probably. It's really, really good. I don't know what I would cut or take out. And everything else feels good. I mean, like the Singleton Case of the Uneaten Feast is really good. It definitely like helped us that one game just by having the threat of it. Yeah, I like the land. This feels like we're having good access to be able to use either Starting Town or Fountainport for Essence Channeler if we need to. So, yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Enduring Innocence, I guess, is a little bit weak. It's very powerful, but there are like game states where like playing it on turn 3 is a little rough. So I think it's a nice long game card. Maybe what I would do is like put in like the 4th Haliya and like shave an Enduring Innocence. And then I think the only other consideration maybe is to look at what is that 4-mana Angel? Just where is it? I think it's the Exemplar. Yeah, Exemplar of Light. this is the other consideration. Like, do we make room for these guys? They're very powerful. They are a little bit mana hungry, but I mean, we have 24 land, so I could potentially make room for some Exemplars of Light. So we'll see. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate you. And if you had fun, if you liked my video and you want to see more, I'm going to be making a series here trying to get up to Mythic, hopefully top 250 at some point. So that's the plan. And yeah, consider subscribing if you like my content. Have a good one, guys. See you in the next video.